afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kaylin Morales' college signing today. Kaylin is signing to the Schreiner University. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate an important milestone. Today is about recognizing the hard work and dedication that go into earning the opportunity to play at the next level. It's never easy to reach this point, and it requires countless hours of practice, sacrifice, and commitment. We are proud to witness one of our athletes, Kaylin Morales, take the next step in her academic and athletic journey. At this time, I would like to introduce some special guests. Principal, Dr. David Dumbois. Our interim athletic coordinator, Mike Brown. I'm Coach Vasquez, Kaylin's softball head coach. Our counselors and teachers from Weslaco East, if you can stand to be recognized, please. And we have a special guest here with us, our board member, Jackie Sustaita. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Dr. Gamba.
I get the honor of introducing some very special guests that are here with us today that had a lot to do with Kaylin's upbringing. Throughout, I want to say, since what age, Mr. Morales? For 3 years old. Since 3 years old, they've been moving her all over the state. I've seen it on social media. They go all over the place to make sure that she's doing everything that she's doing to be where we are at today. So for that, I want to introduce Kaylin's parents, Mr. Frank and Zenaida Morales. Her siblings, who is also an alumni for niece, Harvey Morales and Sydney Morales. Any other family that is here, of course, Minga. If you guys don't mind, Minga and Simon, if you guys don't mind standing up so they can know who your family. Anybody who's a family member that is out in the stands, please stand, because you guys were definitely an integral part in Kaylin's life and have been playing a role in everything. I'm a true believer that it takes a village to raise a child. And I'm pretty sure that Kaylin's village is a very strong village that everybody has collaborated and been a part of her upbringing. So again, on behalf of Weslaco East High School, I want to welcome everybody. Thank everybody for being here and wish Kaylin nothing but the best. Since she was a freshman here, she has been walking around East hallways, not just in between, but also whenever she has to. She knows the school pretty well. And she has been representing East pretty well, and we're truly, truly proud of her taking the next step, in this case, playing at Schreiner University. And I'm pretty sure she will be taking that Wildcat spirit, that East Side spirit over to Schreiner and representing East pretty well. So again, welcome everybody here to Weslaco East High School. And I want to give them one more time a round of applause. Her coaches. Where are her coaches? Coach Vasquez is here. Anybody else here that I might be missing? Coach Cavazos, trainer, Dustin. Her counselor wants to wish her, of course, the very best. She's not here with us today. She couldn't be here with us today, but of course, she wants to wish you the best as well. So again, welcome everybody to Weslaco East. We wish you guys nothing but the best, and let's continue with the program.
Welcome. This is our second signing this week, this year. We had one last week, now this week. But I met Kaylin when she came into Weslaco East as a freshman, and she could tell you I always gave her a hard time. I always told her, this and that, and just made fun of her sometimes. But she's a tremendous person. She's a great person. She works hard. You can see, all the time that her parents have put in, taking her out to play, to do different activities, to go to trainers and go here and go here. That takes a lot. It takes a lot of your time, and that's shows like a true meaning of a student athlete. Like she's in school, taking care of her schoolwork, doing what she needs to, and on her free time, she's out there doing stuff to get better. And that's why you're at where you're at today, and that's what's going to carry you on through your whole career playing college softball. And you just need to continue to work hard and continue to be a student. Remember, you're always a student, because that's going to be what's going to carry you over through the rest of your life. So there's going to come a time you're going to have to take those old cleats and hang them up on a nail and say, I'm done, But continue to work hard as a student, continue to work hard as an athlete, and I know you'll represent East very well, and good luck to you.
Okay, so now I'd like to talk a little bit about Kaylin. Kaylin, one of my favorite memories of you goes back to freshman year when, as a freshman in the circle, she had big shoes to fill coming in. She helped us. She led the season in the circle to clinch the 4th spot in the playoffs. And if you remember very clearly, we were up against the 31-5A district champs back-to-back. They were heavily favored to win by everybody outside of our program. And you went in there and you absolutely dominated in the circle. And I remembered, I actually played this back the other night. When that final out was made, there was this moment of pure, raw joy, emotion, excitement, and happiness that you had just completely fulfilled a dream that you had since you were a little girl, which was to make varsity your freshman year. And you did it so effortlessly. And coaches all around the valley would tell me, she doesn't pitch like a freshman. You truly carried yourself, and you carried the team. We won many trophies and many big games since then, but there's nothing quite like that first Golden Glove. Today we get to witness another great moment for you as coaches. Seeing a player develop like you and your skill, understanding of the game, and your confidence level when you're on the field. You have such a strong softball IQ that doesn't come naturally in the course of a year or two. It's something that you truly have to learn and perfect over years and years and years of playing, which you have done. I am so confident that all the tools that you've developed over the years of your playing are going to make you a standout in college as well. Next fall, when you enter as a freshman again, I'm very confident that you will make some noise, no doubt, and this time it'll be at the collegiate level on the field. So we wish you the absolute best, Kay. We know you're going to be amazing, and we can't wait to see all those highlights on social media. Okay? So now I'd like to turn it over to your parents. Yes, we have a speech. Yes? So Mr. and Mrs. Morales.
Kentucky. Thank you, Coach V. Good afternoon. On behalf of our family, we would like to thank each and every one of you that made it out here today to celebrate Kaylin's big accomplishment. I would like to thank Coach V for working with me and putting all of this together. It takes a village to get a student athlete to this point, and we are very grateful to the countless coaches and teachers who have had a hand in getting Kaylin here today. She not only received an athletic spot on the Schreiner team, but most importantly, an academic offer. This is what we are most proud of. Softball started off as a pastime when she was 3 years old. Yes, 3 years old. She was tiny and her uniform's too big, but from the very start, showed lots of heart for the sport. It quickly grew to a love of the game. Her game IQ was impressive, and it quickly became an almost every weekend thing. We missed countless family events and get-togethers because Kaylin had a tournament. It got to the point where it became embarrassing. We worried people might think we were forcing her to play every single weekend. But her love for the game was sincere. She was a rare kind of kid that absolutely loved to practice. She hated to be late, and she hated me taking her to practice because she knew we would undoubtedly be late. It stressed her out like she was getting paid to be at practice like a pro. Fast forward 15 years, and the fruits of her labor have paid off. That work ethic is what got her here today. 5 a.m. strength and conditioning with Coach Rick, weekend tournaments, or East games twice a week, but she would still refuse to miss a pitching practice or batting practice the same week. She would wake up sore and hurting, but would refuse to take days off. Hearing her tell her friends she couldn't make it to birthday parties or hangouts because she had a tournament that same weekend was rough for me as a mom. But we always gave her that choice, and she would choose softball every time. Somehow, she also managed to maintain a 4.0 GPA. So to wrap it up, thank you, coaches, for believing in her, especially Coach Alex, her pitching coach, Coach Milo, her batting coach, and to her dad for the countless hours sitting on a bucket and enduring bruised shins and ankles, blood clots on the legs. And Kaylin, I will miss those long car rides to tournaments, stopping at stores for hot chips. And most of all of us asking for your top lip and bottom lip to meet and just shut up because you would talk nonstop for hours. We would whisper when you were asleep so we wouldn't wake you and have to hear you sing out of key to Adele songs or make up words to songs you didn't know, like Alicia Keys' New York. And finally, making sure Sydney didn't beat you up in the back seat because you would annoy her so much on purpose. But I would never allow it. If I could do it all over again, I would not change a thing. Every mile spent on those road trips brought you closer to your dream. So thank you for bringing us along on your journey and creating memories that will last a lifetime. Sydney and I like to joke and say, it's your world, Kaylin. We just live in it. But in all seriousness, if we haven't said it enough, we are so very proud of you and all of your accomplishments. We love you, kiddo, and can't wait to be in those stands cheering you on at the next level. Congratulations again, and go Mountaineers.
Unlike my wife, I didn't prepare anything. I'm just kind of going to shoot from the hip because more than anything, I'm extremely appreciative of Weslaco ISD, of the trainers here at East, the coaches here at East. Getting here was not easy. She was plagued with injuries her sophomore, junior year. Big shout out to Tony, Doc, Dustin, everybody that did their part to try to keep her healthy, to try to keep her going. We are indebted to y'all to allowing her to have the opportunity to continue on the path that she ended up going in. Again, as my wife mentioned, it takes a village. Her counselors, teachers, administrators, principals, Coach Brown, who she considered very highly, Coach Milo, who's here, we're very, very appreciative. Her pitching coach, Coach Alex, Coach Amanda Aguilera, who's the coach at PSA North, was her pitching coach there for a while. So we owe a lot to a lot of people that have put a lot of effort into helping us get her here. Just to show the kind of heart that Kaylin has. We talk about the long trips. A lot of them we've endured on our own. And, she's heard me on the phone trying to take work calls, trying to do different things. So it was important to her to have some of my employees who are sitting up there that took the time to come out here as well. We're very appreciative. She's very appreciative. She's the one that said, you know what, Dad, I want them there because they kept things going while I was gone. They allowed us to continue to be able to do what we did. To my parents, my sister, my in-laws, the family that we have here, we're very appreciative. I can't say it enough. As far as Kaylin, we've had this conversation before that I tell you that, it's bittersweet. I count down the days, knowing that I'm not going to be on that bucket for you, for much longer. And, you gave me the answer that, no matter what, I'll be sitting there. And, I love you for that, kid. I'm very appreciative, Ma. Thank you.
Our college signee, are you ready? Kaylin Morales.
I want to start off by saying thank you all for being here today to celebrate with me. This moment didn't happen because of me alone, but because I had people who walked alongside me throughout this journey. Thank you to all my teachers, the entire school staff for being such an important part of my journey. Thank you for believing me and as a student as much as you believed in me as an athlete. To my family, thank you for being my foundation. You have been there through all the highs and lows. Thank you for lifting me up after hard games, celebrating the wins, and always making sure we had a place to eat afterwards, which was always tacos. You all packed the stands and always cheered so loud, I never heard who didn't. Dad, I can't thank you enough. We have shared some of the greatest memories, not only on the field, but on our very long drives. Those long drives where it was just us talking about life, softball, and what I wanted to do in the future. Those conversations will forever stay with me. Thank you for every single pitching practice, the good days, the frustrating, the days I cried, and the days I finally got each pitch right. You were there through it, all of it. You caught for me when I was so little I couldn't even throw the ball straight. You got behind the plate year after year, even when your back and knees were killing you, just so I could get my reps in. You were so patient, even though I drove you crazy so many times. But no matter how old I get or how far away I am, I'll always be the little girl in the cage with you, pitching and catching. Mom, thank you for being the heart behind this journey. You were at my games no matter what, smiling, sitting in the hot sun, the cold, and the rain. I always knew I could find you in the stands. Thank you for always scrubbing my white uniforms I know you loved, and always reminding me to never forget to pack my bags or forget my cleats. You were always checking the weather before tournaments and would get mad when we wouldn't listen to you, just for you to see us freezing or getting drenched in the rain, but you always had a jacket and an umbrella. You weren't just supporting or looking out for me. You had my whole world together so I could focus on the game. And after every practice, long weekends, you were there with dinner ready, a big hug, and couldn't wait to hear me yap about how the tournament or practices were. Alex, thank you for being my biggest role model. You gave me big shoes to fill. You pushed me to be the best version of myself. You made me want to work harder and always stay humble. Every time you bragged about me to your friends or told me you were proud of me, it meant more than you'll ever know. Thank you for being my best friend through all of it. I hope I made you proud because I've always been proud to be your little sister. Sydney, not everyone gets a chance to look beside them and see their sister warming up, laughing, working out, and competing right there with them. But I did. And I'm forever thankful for all the innings, games, and practices we spent side by side. I would never forget us throwing in the backyard, singing before games, and most importantly, the way you cheered me on the field after a strikeout or a big play. And even though my time is ending, yours is just beginning. No matter where softball takes you, no matter how much you accomplish, you'll always have me in your corner. I will always be your biggest fan, your loudest supporter, and your forever teammate, even when we're not wearing the same uniform. To my Bomber family, Coach Homer, Coach Gil, Mama Paya, and Miss Nikki, thank you for welcoming me with open arms, big hearts, and being more than a team. You taught me what accountability looks like and how powerful it is to have people around you who believe in you. No matter where life takes me or softball, I will always be a Bomber. Coach Amanda, Coach Barrera, and Coach Rick, and all the coaches who have been a part of my journey, thank you. Every single one of you has shaped me in some way. You taught me fundamentals when I was little, discipline as I got older, and confidence as I stepped into some of my biggest moments. You corrected me when I needed, pushed me when you knew I could do more, and believed in me on the days I couldn't believe in myself. To my two current coaches, Coach Milo and Coach Alex, I want to give you a special thank you. Coach Milo, thank you for being one of the people who changed my entire journey. You didn't just fix my swing, you fixed my confidence, my mindset, and the way I believed in myself. Thank you for always letting me yap and always letting me be myself during practice. And listening when I needed to vent and making your sessions feel like a safe place, even when it meant us doing more talking than actually hitting the ball. I would never forget those calls I would get mid-tournament saying, hey, get it together, or I better get a video of you hitting the ball next game. You were always so honest with me, tough when I needed it, and supportive in all the right ways. Coach Alex, I still remember the very first practice. I went You tore me down to see how emotionally and mentally strong I was. I went home in tears, asking myself, is this something I still want to do? But you pushed me in a way nobody had ever before. You challenged me because you saw something in me I hadn't seen yet. You tested my heart and my ability to handle pressure. As I look back at it now, I am forever grateful. Thank you for teaching me that pitching is more than just mechanics. It's focus, emotion, and trusting yourself even when everything feels heavy. To my teammates, thank you for being the people who made all of this feel more than softball, especially waking up at 5 a.m. together, half asleep, but we knew we wanted to still show up because we had each other. The ones getting ready for games together, blasting music, and making sure our glitter and eye black were always on, and looking just as locked in as we felt. Those moments nobody sees will always stay with me. The laughs in the locker room, the chaos of all of us trying to get ready at once, the way we hugged each other up even when we were exhausted, that's what made us family. And thank you for making these years so special. And now, the hardest part. There's a kind of pain you can't put into words. The kind that hits you when you look into the crowd and the one person you wish you would see isn't there. Losing my tío Neki my freshman year broke something in me. There were times I would picture this day and imagine him sitting in the front, smiling with a big smile, and making some loud joke to make the room feel lighter. Pulling me in for a hug and pinching my cheeks, just like I was a little girl. I want that so bad, and I still do. Even though he is not here in the way I want, I know he didn't miss this. Today, he has the best seat in this gym, higher, clearer, and right next to God, looking down, smiling, cheering, and bragging to everyone. I know he didn't miss this. Lastly, today isn't just a signing day. It's a thank you to every person who has walked by me throughout this journey, and most importantly, a reminder that dreams come true when you have people who refuse to let you fall. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Signing day is always a special moment, not just for the athlete, but for her family, her friends, her teachers, her teammates, who have supported her along the way. It marks the beginning of a new journey, one filled with new challenges, new expectations, and opportunities to grow. On behalf of our program, we congratulate you, Kaylin, on your achievements. We wish you success as you continue your journey both on the field and in the classroom, and we look forward to watching you represent our community at the next level. At this time, we are going to officially sign, and we will officially sign your letter.